My name is Frank Dixon Mjenyi, and I'm the Executive Director for Minerals African Development Institution. African Development Institution has one key objective: finding innovative solutions for African challenges to increase the capacity of people to be self-sufficient, self-dependent. We are in the district of Katwe, Rubirizi district, but this place is an amazing place because it is powered by 53 crater lakes, the source of the livelihood that could make these people the richest in the world, if not only in Uganda, but in the world. But as you can see around, this is actually still living in poverty. So what can we do to ensure that these people can have businesses that can be profit-making, that can change their lives, not for just them and for their people who depend on them? We have a team of experts that we have brought together to discuss how, within the framework of climate change, how can we use our resources. The first resource is natural resource. We have sun, as you can see. We have water, as you can see. We have land. We have everything. But we also have human resource. We have the young people. This district, we are told, has the biggest rate of production population in the country. This means there are going to be more young people coming on board. So how can we strategize ourselves to ensure that whoever comes in doesn't live in abject poverty? That's the source. That's the reason we are here as MADI. So I have my friend here who is going to introduce himself and tell us how possible can we use the sun as the source of energy to ensure that we increase the benefits of businesses these people are doing in fish farming using this lake. So we are here to, sir, if you can tell us who you are, what do you think we can do with solar, to ensure that we increase the benefits of this lake, apart from what it's being done?
Thank you. My name is Patrick, and I'm a fisheries officer with this district in charge of aquaculture. If you look at the blessed Rubirizi, we have resources, especially the crater lakes. And when we are to look at the crater lakes, we have several of them have a common factor that we have poor, if I'm not mistaken, water quality parameters. What is key in fish farming or fish production is oxygen. And here we look at the nature of the crater lakes, since they don't have an open space that can allow currents and oxygen saturation in the lakes. That always inhibits the production of fish. Most people may be having the potential to produce the fish, but since the waters have a low oxygen concentration in them, may not be able to produce the fish since the growth is not good. If you can look around, maybe like this pilot farmer who is already doing cage fish farming, he has a lower growth rate of his fish. But this can be supplemented, or maybe this can be improved when we have the use of solar to introduce aerators. The aerators mainly are for oxygenating the waters, and this will always increase the growth rate of the fish, thus increasing or improving the production of the fish in the cages. Secondly, if you are to look at the cages, we always have a problem with feed. Feeding in fish farming always takes 60% of the production cost in the production the cost of cage fish farming, and that is always a problem. If we are to look at that, that always brings down the profits of the farmer. We can always supplement the feeding using solar. When you introduce solar or solar light at night, it always intends to attract the small fish that intend to come and eat around the light. In that process, they end up into the cage. They can be eaten up by the fish, and that is a supplement kind of feeding to the fish. Secondly, we always have an attraction of the nocturnal insects. They always come around the light, and eventually they end up dropping into the cage, and they are eaten by the fish. So at the end of it all, we find us having a a supplemented kind of feeding, where the fish are eating the insects and the small fish, and that lowers artificial feeds that we introduce to the feeds.
Now, Patrick, let's also, we have looked at a number of ways in which solar will assist this value chain of fish, including feed manufacturing, including drying, using greenhouses and so forth. Because MADI it deals in minerals. And we are going to be visiting the Lake Katwe salt miners who have been mining for 1,000 years. And we know there is a linkage between minerals and fish. I want you to tie that together to say that we can have an integrated program where the miners can be also agriculturists, and agriculturists can also benefit from the minerals that are being mined within the region. Because we know there is mining almost 30 or 20 kilometers away from here.
Thank you. To be specific, in Katwe we have a mineral which is salt, and here we are going to look at how salt is used in fish specifically. We use salt in several ways. One of the ways we have salt as a component in feeds. Salt is always used in feed production. When you're producing or manufacturing feeds for fish, we have to use some salt. Secondly, we use salt for preservation, especially that is used to minimize the post-harvest losses. Yes. We use salt, we split the fish, we put salt, and it is on record that fish is stored for longer, or it can be kept for longer in a safe way than any other fish. Then thirdly, we use salt in transporting live fish. We always have a component of having salt in the fresh water to always minimize or reduce stress when we are transporting live fish. So those are some of the few things we can use.
So that means, Patrick, that if I have my business in Kampala, I can take live fish from Katwe up to Kampala and it still be live.
Definitely you can do that.
And you eat it fresh as if it is coming from Lake Victoria.
Yes, you can do that, because we've ever transported, the longest we've ever transported fish from Tororo up to Kabarole district when
That's
it is live. We always do that as an option, and with the use of salt.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, we have heard that our mission here is to see how we can use solar to power this region, especially the businesses here, the small and medium businesses, the small and scale mining companies, the small and medium fishermen who are using aquaculture and so forth, to see how we can use solar and other renewable energy to power them and to have this profit-generating business model of MADI improve their lives and change their lives forever. I would like to thank you.